What's up? This is the last time you guys are gonna kinda see this raw from me in the presentations sort of way. I deliberately tried to change absolutely nothing about what I was wearing or doing today to pair well with the fact that this video is probably gonna be one of my last unscripted videos for a while. I just raised that a little bit. I like that a little bit more. Yes, those are coat hangers. Yes, I'll fix it eventually. No, not for this video. This video is going to be for the rare amount of people that actually care and want to watch backwards into my life, because that's kind of what this channel has become currently, and also what I'll be doing with it in the future. The first thing I'd like to outline is the dramatic shift that's going to be coming for my content. You'll see what I'm talking about when it hits. I'm not gonna lay that part out. It's been hinted enough at in Twitter, which, by the way, might be becoming Twitter again instead of X. Could be a good thing. My last video was published January 6, 2025, and it was how to grow any social media on any social media or creative platform. There was something that didn't strike me right about that video the entire time, and in fact didn't strike me right about content creation in general. And I've had a lot of time to think about that. The first thing that I take issue with content creation is the performative issues with it. When you go on stage and you act on stage, there is every interpretation for theater that is going to be a show. The problem with content is that no one knows that difference anymore. So of course there's going to be some lines that get blurred. But for me personally, I can't do that. The performative stuff really bothers me. I'm really cool with skits and stuff like that, but when we got so close to content creators bleeding their personalities dry for the algorithm, it was something I couldn't tolerate and also not succeed in. So I have a very new method moving forward, and you'll see exactly what it is. Just being myself and showing you what I'm doing while still being what this channel was supposed to be, which is my life, largely. Also video games, which are my life, which is why I own a video game studio. These last 2 years have been really interesting for me. I've been entirely self-sustained on my income, so if you guys have looked back at older videos, you'll notice I did it. I did the thing I said I was going to do. I've been self-sustaining on my own income from my own business, which was a digital marketing business. That ended in November this year, by my choice, because I learned something about digital marketing. First, it's like a minefield of degeneracy as far as business is concerned, because there's been so many fly-by-night companies that have ruined the lives of various business owners or scammed them or what have you, because it's a very easy thing for criminals to do. Two, if you don't do any criminal activity and you are exceptional at being a digital marketer, if you do every aspect of that correctly and the other business that you're doing it for sucks, you will look bad by proxy. That is inevitable. You can't avoid it. You cannot lift their end of the business. Digital marketing just becomes this amalgamation of we are succeeding, but our business partners are not, and we aren't a whole entity because we're providing a service to other businesses that should just have us as a division internally, and we aren't in that level of intimacy business-wise to even be able to lift each other up. So it's awful. As such, I'm going directly into advertising, which is a far more controllable situation. All of the ads, I can prove to you how successful we are, and my success with the ads don't hinge on that business as much, not as much as digital marketing. And the metrics alone leave you objective enough that you can create improving metrics across the board. Business dumb stuff aside, I've been going to school for my bachelor's of business, and I am graduating in 5 days. Go me! I got that shit on lock. The next thing is, I did that in 2023 because I had 6-figure jobs that were saying that I had everything that they wanted except the paper that said that I knew the paper that said I had what they were looking for. I've fixed it. It's coming. I'm graduating with honors. I know what I'm doing, and in fact, I've walked out of that probably not even needing those positions. I can probably make far more now than working for another company. And I've also created the zero burden business model, as well as a host of other things, and all of it is coming to this channel. You'll see it. But I've also been able to do a wild amount of soul searching, and I found out how to get out of my own way. I found the problem that you guys are going to see actively, getting in my own way throughout all of the videos on this channel. But I am so sporadic, and I've been doing this for so long, and I can never quite stick with it, and I've learned why. That was me scrolling on my own channel, just in case you didn't know. You can't see it. This is a talking head video, but that's fine. Since I've solved that, you guys are actually going to see a lot more consistency out of me. I know what I'm doing with my content, and I know the bandwidth that I can handle now, because that was also part of the problem. I just took on too much. But let me tell you about how November taught me so many things. One, I ended my most problematic contract, and I became my dad's power of attorney and representative payee, so I had to take on a lot of that responsibility. I also had a friend get very, very sick, and while that doesn't directly impact me in ways that might make sense to everyone, it's still really close to the heart and a hard thing to go through. He'll be fine, but it's hard. And I did all this based off of everything that's going on in 2025, and it's a mess. We have gotten so off the reserve, we have lost the plot, all of us, and I think, at least for myself, and at least for this time being, and at least for this season of my life, I've got answers, and I'd like to share them with you. We're going to start with the frameworks so you can actually get to know me as a person fundamentally. Not necessarily we're going to engage one-on-one like this. In fact, you're actually going to see me navigate the creator space in a way that many others do not. I will actually read out a tweet that I've written for that, because I think it will be necessary for this chunk of data, this moment in the video. So this is also pairing into public address, because I absolutely think that I'm going to be people are going to try to get me onto interviews and stuff like that, and I'm just going to reject them all, but largely. So this is going to be how I cover or operate social media and public address moving forward. The usual go-to is to piggyback onto a larger account with something contradictory, inflammatory, cringe, etc., etc. I don't find any truth in that. Same with interviews, talk shows, podcasts. You tether your message to a brand and it changes all perception of you. Same with sponsors, really. So that's why I've been going into self-sponsorship, especially since we actually have a lot of stuff and you guys should know about it. So I won't be doing any of that. I won't be doing talk shows, interviews, or podcasts for this season of my life, and I can't even see myself doing it 10 years down the line. And the reason is I have this platform. I should grow this platform. This is where you should be hearing from me. Especially in this area of extreme bot activity, I think it's more important than ever to live by a very simple truth. The most honorable way to live is to be exactly who you say you are. So in that capacity, me and my team will be doing our best to produce our own coverage and make it easily accessible. Watch our videos, monitor our websites, attend our streams, form your own opinions. I also tweeted that it's the only time I'm really going to say this because I prefer showing rather than yapping, which I do. That's another thing that makes me a bad content creator. I don't like yapping, unless it's something that I actually am passionate about, which needs truth. It needs substance behind it. It needs better than I'm streaming on Saturday. It needs something that can afford your most expensive currency, which is your time and attention. And we're actually going to cover some of that in the following videos. We're going to build a foundation whereby, I said I wasn't going to lay this out, but I'm doing it anyway, whereby you get my psychological frameworks and philosophical frameworks, and then you're going to see how I incorporated those into business, and then you're going to see me actually perform those businesses, and you're going to see the success in live time. That's the idea anyway. But for now, I just wanted to catch you guys up. And my little timer on the corner there says it's 16 minutes. I'm going to cut this out with a series of jump cuts to just kind of make this digestible, because it doesn't need to be that long. However, I will not be injecting graphics or any weird things into this right now, because it is just a talking head video for you guys. Just a brief update. And frankly, I hate editing. That is something I am also a bad content creator for. I don't have an editor. I've done everything myself. Literally, that's why I knew how to do all of digital marketing and how I survived for 2 years off of it. It's also why I'm fixing all of that, because it's problematic for me. I hate editing. It's my least favorite part of content creation. Not necessarily photos. I like editing photos. It's the videos. It's the tedious, like, click, jump cut, insert graphics, that's the wrong thing, video, animate, do all that. Woo, it's a lot. Some people love that stuff. I'm happy to pay you if you like that. Me? You couldn't pay me $300 a day to do it. I'll tell you why, because I could have taken that responsibility from anybody who also creates content and lived off it. Couldn't bring myself to do it because I couldn't even bring myself to do it for myself. That's just the way the world is sometimes. We all have strengths. I've got a friend that absolutely hates stages, hates spotlights on him for any reason whatsoever. And I'm the opposite. I can do this. This is not a problem for me. Talking in front of a camera, talking live on stage with millions of people, never done that, but the idea is relatively the same. Even a bunch of people, hundreds of faces, it doesn't matter to me. It's all a conversation. And I'm good at those. And that's the level of stress that it actually provides me. I don't get stressed out from these interactions. I do get stressed out from editing. So, we're just all built a little different. So I'm gonna wrap this video up. No bow, nothing to make it really neat and tidy. This is a messy talk. There is no script. I've just rambled. And I've learned a lot. So much in these 2 years. I feel like a completely different person. And I think I can help some of you arrive there too. It's just that we have to view it from remembering that it's my perspective and that you're allowed your own. Let me rephrase that. You have your own. Allowed, no, whether you're allowed or not. Reframing. Part of that is how you actually word things and how you think. Let me pull up Gandhi. I've done this before. A lot of people don't like Gandhi. There's good reasons for that, but I actually think that sometimes an idea can be better than a man, better than a person. Keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. Mahatma Gandhi. There you go. I ascribe to that. I really, really do. And I think that it is the bare bones of a framework that we are going to grow into as a species. And I think humanity could definitely use some growth. I must say also, I will be reacting very sparsely to comments. I won't remove the comments from those videos. I think everyone has a right to voice themselves, but I just probably won't be reacting much to them. Not just for the normal creator things like don't look at your comments for your mental health sort of situation, but also because a lot of those may not even be real interactions. And it's really hard to tell who's a bot these days. So rather than get up in the weeds and waste hours upon hours of time, or days even, trying to argue these frameworks, I'd rather just show you what it's like for someone to live them. I think that's loads healthier for both me and viewer. So this is gonna wrap us all up now. There's not gonna be any funny intro or outro. There's not gonna be any edits or whatsoever besides the jump cuts. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. I am 100% keeping the next video to be the honesty fallacy, the one that I talked about in the last video that I uploaded. And I will also keep up on the series Under Siege, because that too is a demonstration of what I've been building so far. So you guys have a good one, try to love yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.